think what we can do with this one is go on some exploration and then really get it well promoted. We can do exploration in such a way that we swing around the English through the fog of war over here, get some goody huts maybe, and then swing down onto like the Spanish or something. Maybe we can get lucky and start picking off some, not the Spanish, but the Portuguese. Start picking off some Portuguese, maybe silver or gold carrying transports. That would be nice indeed. I think that's a good plan. Alright, galleon has arrived. Gold is now offloaded. We've got a merchantman coming in one turn with even more stuff. So I'm really leaning towards we need another ship. Let us get another merchantman. I'm a big fan of them. Alright, everybody here is going to end up doing some actual work inside a colony. I don't think I need them to carry any kind of equipment. No, we don't need anything on them. Let's get them loaded onto the ship and sent on their way. I don't think that we're going to buy anything with the galleon. Yeah, I see no reason to buy anything, so we'll set sail. That leaves us with 4,561 gold with a merchantman inbound on the next turn. We're starting to like really ramp up in our growth. I do have a lot of treasures sitting ready to be sold on the homeland, so the money will keep flowing in. It is the end of 1598 AD. I'm gonna have to take a momentary break, but let's do a purchase. My guess is with all the people that we're adding to Boggy Bay, we're really gonna need like a seductive harlot here. So let's go ahead and invest the money for the harlot. That leaves us with 2,911 gold. An expert grape picker would not be a bad idea to increase our gold income. I do think a master carpenter is gonna be where it's at though. So that leaves us with 1,500 gold, and we will stay there for the turn. And I'll be back in just an instant. We are back to continue some more play. Looks like we have a native slave that we need to chase down at some point in time over here. I also completely forgot about my Caravella Redonda that was in Africa. I just remembered it while I was editing the previous episodes, and I still haven't decided whether or not I want to get any African slaves from Africa. These guys aren't as expensive as... oh wait, no, it's normal speed, that's right. They're still as expensive as they are in Marathon. I saw that number and I was like, oh, it's a lot better, but no. Let's just grab 2 of these guys. Their gold price does increase. Okay, so they do get more expensive. Sounds fine to me. Medical office is done in River of Pigs. This free colonist has now worked for 8 turns to become a priest, so we're going to have him just continue doing what he's doing. We'll get somebody else into the slot of medic when needed. We don't need it yet though. Just because we're at 0 doesn't mean that that's bad. We just don't want to go negative. I'm kind of thinking that we build a storage house next, because we will be upgrading our production here of goods pretty soon, and we'll need some more storage space. After that, we'll probably go with a dock to increase our food supply, since most of our food will continue to come from the ocean, and I think we'll go from there. Got a boatload of money, literally. I'm gonna go ahead and get everybody loaded up onto the ship, and we'll come back to this screen in just a moment after we finish up playing. Ooh, 7 coffee berries, I'll take that. Thank you very much, Crow. Now the Crow are actually they're neutral towards us now. They're neither positive nor negative. We kind of need to work on fixing that. The Huron are offering some native warriors if we give them 1,600 gold, but we didn't have enough gold before we started the turn, so we can't actually do it. Now I could get them for 800 gold, but half probability of a relationship penalty of -1. And we can actually handle that relationship penalty. And I'm down with 800 gold for a native mercenary. Let's find out if he got upset. And he did not. Awesome. Our fur trader finally made it back. Our fur trapper, I mean. And now we can replace this expert hunter with the trapper to get way more premium furs than we were getting beforehand. No, don't automate, sir. Yeah, I know you can turn off the citizen automation, but whenever a military unit moves through like a tile, they get re-automated basically. That's kind of annoying, but how else would you address that really? You'd have to program in some kind of like memory for the last place that they worked. But you might need a couple of those, if they keep getting moved a lot, you know? I mean, obviously you'd record like the original location, but that is a lot of data stored considering how many units there are. Anyway, 9.2 premium fur. Let's compare that to the expert hunter real quick. We're making like almost 4 more. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull out both of the expert hunters from Red Fox. We were concentrating population here partially to try to they actually do supply enough food to keep us positive, or at least net zero. The thing about it is that there are better hunting spots north in Roughneck. It's a really good caribou spot that gives 10 fur, and there's also a musk ox spot that gives 9 fur. I think we'll go ahead and move the hunters anyway. They're going to be a lot more productive there. And wouldn't you know it, I got a nice little ship not that far away that they can use to go back and forth. You know, these small coastal ships are probably actually really useful for logistics reasons. This thing only takes 10 ropes and 10 sailcloth as well as 30 hammers, but that gives you 2 cargo spaces. It does only move 3, but if you get the Founding Father you can move 4. You have a decent chance of getting wrecked even by a fish. A fish of all things could kill you. But animals can't go inside your borders, so internally it's really good. I believe there's also a big coastal shipping vessel. Yeah, the big coastal ship. This guy is twice as expensive in terms of ropes and sailcloth, but only 40 hammers. 3 cargo spaces faster than the small one. And both of these dudes are really good with rivers, large rivers. Like the big coastal ship has double movement in large rivers and plus 10% large river defense. You should be aware that if you go into a large river with a ship, if there's a land unit that can move into the river with the ship can get attacked. You can also attack a land unit with a ship if the land unit is in a large river. It's pretty cool. Like I love the depth of this mod. It's so good. Goodness, Red Fox demands 8 coffee per turn. That is pretty impressive. That's more than we produce actually. And we only have a village market. We don't have a town market. I guess I've never looked super closely at the domestic market desires. Our settler has arrived on the central lake. Let's go ahead and set up our settlement. We don't yet have a defender. We do have a native mercenary coming from Red Fox that'll help out in that way. I suspect that this city will be quite powerful. We'll probably make guns here, lots and lots of food. Maybe do weaving and dyeing, who knows. Let's call this place Lake Steel. Oh, we can build a pier, very nice. I think building a pier might be the way to go. Yeah, we'll do that first. And I'll probably let this spice trader just do her thing farming at the moment. Well, you know what? Let's have her chop some lumber and then do some carpentry. We really need to establish more missions with the crow. I think that we've hit some kind of like point where you need more missions to get more relationship increase. Unless we've hit the maximum, which I don't think the maximum is +2. We do have 144 provisions in Red Fox. We could use those provisions to make like 3 missionaries. We'll make some more provisions as the ships get back from Europe too. To accomplish that, let's grab some pretty cheap free colonists. So there's 1 and then there's 2. We'll send them on their way. Ooh, a political refugee. We do have a Caravella Redonda coming to help out with our passengers, but I'm again really wondering if we want to increase our fleet. We could put the money towards something else, such as a military ship. We could even get 2 privateers, but I think instead of 2 privateers, an ideal situation would be going to Port Royal and getting maybe 2 pirate frigates. Of course, realistically, we can't get 2 pirate frigates for less than 5,000 gold. That would probably be like 20,000 gold. We also need to set up more trading posts with the crow, so that means that we need trade goods. Let's go ahead and just grab this free colonist right now. 2 political refugees is pretty nice. I like to use those as statesmen. And it's going to be so long until another passenger ship comes by that I think we'd be better off getting like a carrack. So let's grab a carrack. That leaves us with 1,670 gold. That's enough that we can grab a political refugee. Let's put these guys onto the ship and we shall set sail. After this, we're going to start doing some traders once we get those free colonists doing their missionary thing. There is the Oracle story, where the natives get more and more upset, as well as the 3,000 goods traded story. Oh my goodness, we are quiet and deadly. I think it's because we have so many native mercenaries. I haven't actually seen this one. I'll read it on my own. But here you go. Oh, number 4. Free thinkers wherever the eye looks. And harlots in the tavern. Oh, wow, okay. And an event. So we have... Spying the growing wealth of our sea traders, a scurvy collection of pirates is massing off our shores, demanding a ransom unless they put our shipping to fire and the sword. We can either lose 1,000 gold, or say I'll never knuckle under to these blackguards. Let them taste our steel. Yeah, let's try that. And we're challenged to sell more premium coats than anybody else. Don't know if that'll happen. There's actually a pretty good chance of us pulling off that particular quest. And we got another converted native. Now this man, I'd probably like to turn him into a fisherman, so we'll send him to Red Fox at least temporarily. Finally got the ropes over to Red Fox, so we were able to build our little fishing boat. Quite happy to see that done. Can't even see it in all the... Oh, it's just the caravel reused. Gotcha. Oh, that was loud. It's the caravel model, but smaller. I don't have a problem with that, by the way. It doesn't really bother me. The mod looks really good, considering how much has been added. Really good. With that event potentially spawning some pirates, I'm going to pull the stalwart Jayhawk WBA back to our primary shipping lanes over here. Oh man, we're about to get so much fur from this caribou. 15 fur per turn and 7 food. Wow. Expert hunters do some real work if you can find a really good location. And same thing with the musk ox over here. 14 furs, 7 food. So if we were to sell those in Europe for 3 each, we'd be making 93 gold per turn. But man, the food is... If we had to buy that food, that's like 200 gold every single turn. That adds up super fast. Let's take a quick look at the charts. See how things are going. We are getting beat in terms of score, but that's not surprising since the AI gets lots of founding fathers. In terms of hammer production, we are ahead of everybody. In terms of food yield, we are at the bottom, but that's not a big deal. This thing goes up and down really rapidly. In terms of power, we are definitely number 1. Surprisingly enough, the Portuguese are pretty weak. And in terms of culture, we're keeping up with the Portuguese, but it's not that big a deal. We got the Pious Servers event, something related to having a bunch of converted natives. We finished the warehouse in Red Fox. That's going to really increase our storage capacity, although it didn't increase it enormously. It is much larger. We are going to add the African slaves that we receive from Africa to do some fishing jobs. That'll make us a lot of food. The more food that we get, the more missionaries and traders and more everything that we can get, because we'll get more people. And this free colonist will be our first homegrown missionary. There you go. I decided to go check the Colonipedia for something before I made a decision in Red Fox as to what to build next, and then the Archbishop decided to ask us for money. So we'll go ahead and say yes. That increased the immigration of faithful Christians to our colony. Alright, so yeah, even a caravel needs gunpowder, cannons, and hardwood, in addition to ropes, sailcloth, and tools. So we don't have gunpowder or cannon production yet, so we don't want to do like a dry dock. I'm thinking we should actually go ahead and do a wagon train. We don't quite have the sailcloth, but we can get that made somewhere. We just need some hemp from the southern colonies. And we're going to need that wagon train in order to reach our lake steel eventually. Hold up, we can make fishing nets? Okay, then I'm definitely building fishing boats a lot sooner. I read that they could build things on the Civil-Colopedia, I mean, but I didn't realize that they could build fishing nets to increase your food production. Okay, that better not consume it. That's one of the most like annoying things about Civ 6 is building the builders again. I like the Civilization 4 style. I like not losing your labor force after you hire them, you know? I'd rather pay for the improvements than have to keep rebuilding the unit. I now build roads basically everywhere that I go with the pioneers, just because it helps things move around so much more effectively. Like, I'll build a road before I actually terraform the tile, just in case I want to get more people in there later. Like, I didn't have to in this case, but it only took like one turn, so might as well. The missionary arrived in the Ihatawan to make our converted natives instantly train into expert farmers once they are popped. Well, they won't instantly do it, but they can go right back into the village and be like, hey, I want to learn this trade. We have a 90% chance of success. That is a 10% chance of failure. We could also stir up the natives with a 65% chance of success to cause them to go on raids, but we're not going to do that. Yes, we pulled it off. Alright, we got some people to upgrade Boggy Bay. We got a blacksmith and the carpenter to get slotted in. I am wondering about the long-term potential of having the powder maker here, as well as the charcoal burner. I don't think that makes sense, actually. We're going to have too many industries in one spot. I'm actually thinking that gunpowder production might be a better choice for a place such as Roughneck, with all this wood that it has access to. I should also move the roper that's working here over to River of Pigs instead. We'll also send the Siberian Lumberjack up to Roughneck as well. I've got a couple expert hunter locations that I'd like to make use of, so we're just going to hire the expert hunters in Europe. We'll get one for now and then stay above 1,000 gold. Sadly, we can't finish the wagon train. We need some sailcloth and some tools, and we'll get that eventually. I just wanted it there, ready to be finished whenever we get what we need. Thinking of things to do next, it might make a lot of sense to upgrade our tavern or to upgrade our market. Or we could upgrade the church, and then that would produce more crosses. Yeah, let's do the church. We have everything that we need. Alright, storage house is done in River of Pigs. We're going to get an expert hunter working on this location, but we do have access to a decent amount of lumber here. I'm going to turn this location into hemp farming. We'll move the hemp farmer over by one. Now we may eventually turn it into like tobacco farming. So let's think tobacco farming long term. Hemp on the island, although putting the hemp on the island means it's kind of far away, kind of dangerous. But I think we'll be okay. With the ropers and the sailcloth makers coming over here, building a dock would be really good actually. That'll give us more food, and it'll allow us to make more sailcloth and ropes. Oh goodness, 25% success rate with the crow using a free colonist missionary. That is pretty bad. Our defensive pact is finally working though, so we are getting that. I feel like if I try to do these missions with some basic colonists, it's not gonna fly. Yeah, looking at the specialized missionary, their missions are twice as effective at converting natives, and they're way, way, way better in terms of chance of pulling it off. I guess that makes a lot of sense considering it's better than sending Bob out into the wilderness with a cross and being like, go convert these dudes, basically. In order to train these guys, we'd need a university. To get a university, we need a city hall. We can build a city hall. We could build like a university, Rush University and Red Fox. Because we got a town hall, building a city hall would take 13 turns, and then we build a schoolhouse, and then a college, and then a university. Yeah, and then a university. But that would take quite a while. Maybe instead of missionary work, we try trade missions. But we do have 2 trade posts already, so that means that the chance of success will also be pretty low, I bet. We could send these dudes to some other tribe. You know what, that makes sense. Instead of the crow, we're gonna use those 3 missionaries. Maybe 2 missionaries. I think we'll do 2 missionaries. Save the provisions for a pioneer instead. Or a couple pioneers, actually. I do want to see what you have for sale, though. Some coffee berries would be very nice for me to collect. But I bet they're expensive, aren't they? Only 2 gold each, actually. Ooh. So these coffee berries, I can turn them into coffee. And that sells for probably like 20 gold each. So I can turn my 89 gold into like 900 gold or more. So I'll take that. No, I like the cute Russian buildings here. They have like their, are these called minarets? They might be minarets, but that might be a Islam thing only. Anyway, we have a bunch of colonists that arrived in Red Fox. The political refugee is going to replace the cell maker here. We're going to pull that guy out. Might end up sending him down to River of Pigs instead. I've got a bunch of colonists I'm gonna get off the boat. One of these dudes is gonna get renamed to go be a medic down south. I'm also gonna send the roper down south to River of Pigs. The seductive harlot, I think I'll replace the one that's here training. Although they're about to upgrade, so probably not. Let's send this carpenter up to Roughneck as well. Since there's a ship passing by with a powder maker, charcoal maker, etc., they'll need that guy to build the buildings. I do want to do at least one more missionary attempt with a generic missionary on the Huron. So we'll do that guy. And then this free colonist, I'd like to replace the roper as a judge and have him learn to be a judge. The roper I'd like to also send down to River of Pigs just because that's where all of our rope and hemp and sail production will be for a while. I took a quick look at all our other colonies and the harlot actually makes the most sense going here. So we're going to set her up here. And there we go. Just to let y'all know, with the holidays coming up, I might end up not being able to reasonably keep this series going every single day with an episode. I'm also really considering how to edit my episodes in the future, because I'm rapidly coming to the realization that while I enjoy making these videos and I'm really happy that I can entertain a few people, I have been thinking I really would like to be able to make more people happier and to have my videos have a wider appeal and to reach more people, you know. The end hope, of course, is that I end up being able to make at least a little bit of money on the side. Like maybe a couple $100s a month would be pretty cool. But I think in order to do that, I really need to make the videos better. Alright, our privateer has made it past the primarily English waters, so we're going to keep on sailing back down east. We didn't see very many goody huts. I could send him off for more exploration, but I also want to harass the Portuguese if I can get down to them and potentially pick off some gold ships. If I can get some gold carrying ships, that would be amazing. Oh, we found a Caravella Redonda over here. You're probably going to make it to Europe before we can get you. And he was in favorable wind, so we would be able to knock him out pretty quick. There is production planning because I believe that we have a warehouse. And the tavern is built in Boggy Bay, which should make them quite a bit happier. Checking this place out, it looks like we're going to have issues with law and order in not too long. So I'd like to get a village courthouse built here next. Gotta love all the pearls that we bring back to Europe. Gonna get us a lot of money. And a lot of immigrants. Unless Shoshone want a defensive pact. Yeah, sure, whatever. I think at this point, nobody's going to attack us. If we attack anybody, we will lose those defensive pacts. We've spotted a big coastal ship sailing south that belongs to the Portuguese. I think we'll keep an eye on that one. The influx of people to Roughneck has arrived, so we're going to go from 3 population all the way up to like 7 population overnight. Imagine being the hunters, just living a chill life, and all of a sudden you've got like a city when you come back to town. I'm going to have the powder maker do some carpentry and the charcoal dude do some Liberty Bells while they wait for their armory to get built, or their gunpowder house to get built eventually. And River of Pigs is going to get its people too. With the city growing in size, let's have the herder start doing his actual job. And then we can have the roper come in as a side carpenter. And we can actually start butchering some pigs right now. And we can make 3 pigskins and 4 food per butcher. Once a dock gets built on the next turn, I'll reevaluate then. Alrighty, we have about 4,000 gold to spend. It's 1603. I think we're starting to like really accelerate our growth. Anyway, we've got a carrack on the way to Europe. So that's 4 cargo slots. We've also got those cargo slots right here available in this carrack. And then a Caravella Redonda, so that's like 6 plus 3, 7. Good lord, 6 plus 3 is not 7. 6 plus 3 is 9. Wow. Let's see. So yeah, I can get anybody I want basically. I'd like to get a expert hunter for the turkeys. I'd like an expert stonemaker for the stones. We do need a supply of clay now, so we do need an expert peat and clay cutter, which we have access to clay over here actually in Roughneck. And then we wanted to settle this colony way over here. That's right. We're still at only +8 on lumber, so we'd really like to pump those numbers up on the lumber. And there's just so many things that I could want or use. The big question is, what's the most profitable? Well, an expert hunter is an easy call on the turkey. Wait a minute. What do turkeys give? Do they give wild bird feathers? Turkeys are actually wild bird feathers. That is so weird. Never mind about that one then. I think the peat and clay cutters are an easy choice. Let's pick one of those for 800 gold. That'll really pay for himself. That'll prevent us from having to get more clay, hopefully from Europe. Same thing with the stone cutter. So we'll grab that guy. And then I'd actually kind of like another carpenter for Red Fox. Because I want to build that building, that city much taller and get like a university there. If I can train missionaries, I can get a load of converted natives. Alright, that leaves us with about 1,000 gold that we can spend. We should probably go ahead and pick up the political refugee. 700 gold. I think we'll stay right there. Now this powder maker, we'll figure out where he's going to go. We'll put the carpenter and the political refugee, I think, onto the ship. Liberty Bells before clay and stone. Dude, that mission, our missions are getting so many native converts. It's really cool. If we were the French with the crow, that'd be incredible. Oh, one of our treasures got destroyed by a polar bear. What a way to die, man. That's a terrible way to go. Alright, village market is done in Roughneck. They're gonna need more happiness here, that is a guarantee. So I'm kind of thinking we do show it to free for defense. We might pick up a pier eventually, but I don't think it's a crucial thing here. The goods are gonna run out of space though, not too long, so we'll do a storage house into a tavern. Or do we do a powder maker house? Yeah, let's pull those back. Let's put the powder maker house on top of the chevaux de frise. Once the powder maker house is up and running, we'll have a supply of gunpowder, and gunpowder sells for a lot of money. And of course, it's very useful. Dock is done in River Pigs, so now we can get those ropers and sailcloth guys doing their thing. Probably just a sailcloth guy for the moment. Yeah, we'll have him do that for now. Oh, we have enough hemp stored that we can actually have both work. But that will pull over, well, do we want to pull the guy to butchery, or do we want to have him do his thing over here in carpentry? I moved the hemp planter over by 1, that increased his hemp production by 1. So that'll help outweigh our ropers and our sailcloth makers here. And I think we stick with this setup. Now we decide what to build. With the access to wood here, this would make a pretty good shipyard location eventually. Actually, I think River of Pigs is behind 2 shallow coasts, right? Let's just pick the town hall temporarily, then double check. Yeah, we're behind 2 shallow coasts, so we don't want to build a shipyard here. We do have a lot of wood here, so building a powder maker house would make sense. We're gonna have need for more than one location building gunpowder. I say we go ahead and build the powder maker house here as well. My gosh, we're gonna get a lot of money on this turn, that is for sure. 10,000 gold. Well, we're gonna pick up another charcoal maker to balance out that powder maker that we got. And then we have some indentured servants that would make some fantastic pioneers. Actually, pioneers? No, they'd make really good soldiers. We'll finish up our purchases here at the end of the turn though. Hold on. A native convert got birthed from the expert hunter village here. I might actually have him learn how to be a hunter. Yeah, I see no reason not to do that. We might establish another northern colony up here. 1, 2, 3, right on this location right there as a hunting village. Alright, we have the drop on the big coastal ship, which did not move. Let's see what they got on their ships. Should be an easy kill. And I don't think they had anything, it's too bad. They escaped during sunset. Ugh. You know what, I bet these converted natives actually make really good pioneers, don't they? Because they're technically free. So they make fantastic pioneers that would upgrade into hardy pioneers after 1 promotion instead of 2 promotions. I think that's what I'll use these 2 converted natives for. I'm gonna do some quick trading with Ashinadia here. Not sure how much. Oh, they don't have almost anything, right? Because I took all their land. Of course. Alright, we found a couple thousand more gold while we're out and about doing our turn. So we'll go ahead, let's load up the dudes right here and send them on their way. The galleon, I might buy some tools, I'm not sure yet. I need to think about it, just one moment. I think we're okay on tool production, but we do want more. We actually produce enough provisions that I'd like to get a master brewer to make some beer. So we'll pick up one of those. And then I'd like to also pick up a pig butcher, or whatever it is that butchers the pigs. I think it's a regular butcher. Yeah, regular butcher. With that, I'd like a Siberian lumberjack to cut some hardwood. And then I'd like a household goods trader to make field worker tools. That leaves us with 5,346 worth of carrack on the way. The carrack can pick up all 4 of these dudes. I've got another ship that'll be here in about 3 turns, a merchantman, so I could probably pick up about 3 more immigrants and have that merchantman pick them up. I do think I need more fishermen to train the natives and such that are working in the villages next to them. Well, not the villages, but like they're in the same colony, you know what I mean? So I'll pick up a fisherman. They're just gonna start slowing down our immigration, but that's okay. It just makes it cost more crosses for the next immigrant until we get the docks offloaded. Once we go beyond this, I believe. Anyway, we might want to start gun/cannon production, but we'd need a gunsmith and a coal miner. We can start that in the Lake City, but then we gotta build a Lake City. Getting a master fur trader would be really good to make more money, so let's do that right now. And again, I'd really like to fix our lumber supply, so I think another lumberjack is going to be the way to go. That leaves us with 1,446 gold, and we'll hold right there. The galleon, we're not going to buy anything, so we'll send you back. I think we're not going to buy anything. Yeah, we'll go with that. Before we do the powder maker house, we're actually going to go with the village courthouse into the powder maker house in River of Pigs, because we're going to have law and order issues here eventually.